LGBTQ2 advocates are reacting today to a new education bill in Alberta. If passed, the bill would change the rules surrounding gay-straight alliance clubs in schools, and critics say it could put some kids at risk. Joining me with reaction is Jeremy Dias. He is the director and founder of the Canadian Centre for Gender and Sexual Diversity. Jeremy, a very important conversation to have. I'm glad you're here to join us today. Let's look at some of the changes. The proposed bill would put no time limits for principals to grant requests for gay-straight alliances and would no longer guarantee permission to even use the words gay or queer. This doesn't sound like something that someone like you would be very happy with. What are your concerns with these changes?
I think our ultimate concerns with these changes are that we're not really listening to what youth said 5 years ago when they explained that legislation around gay-straight alliances was adequate. We need to guarantee that students who are struggling and students who are vulnerable can have a safe space, can have resources to be their authentic selves. And without that guarantee, we estimate as many as half of the school boards in Alberta might take major steps back. The other thing that is buried inside the legislation that I think is important to talk about is the removal of the requirement for a safe and inclusive policy. It's easy to talk about, clubs for LGBTQ youth and the strategies that we use to support them. But if this legislation is passed, school boards won't be required to publicly disclose their safe and caring school policy. So literally you could have a policy, but hide it away, or not even have a policy at all.
The bill would also allow parents to be told that their child is in GSA if not doing so risks harm. Now, it sort of presents itself as some sort of solution, but I don't know what the problem is. Like, what's the scenario in which this is something that would be beneficial? What are the concerns?
So when I was growing up in Alberta, one of the challenges I had was I was out to some friends, I was out to some teachers, but I wasn't out to my parents yet because I wasn't sure I wouldn't get kicked out of the house. I wasn't sure that I would experience a loss of, income or support or, you need your family if you're 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, even if you're 35. And I think fundamentally, being outed to your parents until you're ready and your parents are ready is a huge danger, and it puts their financial and physical safety at risk. We respect parents and we think they're amazing, but having that educational support at school is important to further your development as a young person.
Jeremy, we spoke to you on the show last month, and you shared a personal story. When you were in high school, your school didn't allow you to arrange an LGBTQ social club, so you took the board to court and you won. Now, I've got some statistics about LGBT youth and mental health to share. 33% of LGBT youth have attempted suicide in comparison to 7% of youth in general. 20% of LGBTQ students reported being sexually harassed or assaulted. What role do GSAs play in helping youth, in making those numbers better?
GSAs, we know statistics could create a safer space. If you're being bullied every day, if you're experiencing harassment, GSAs help you create a social group, a friend group. It identifies teachers and mentors that could support you and create that network that you need. So fundamentally, GSAs are providing a critical role that isn't happening anywhere in a school community or even a youth community. They save lives. They fundamentally save lives.
Jeremy Dias, thank you so much, and hopefully we can check in with you again, whatever happens with this bill in the future. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure. I really hope everyone watching will reach out to Premier Kennedy and let him know that we need to support LGBTQ youth. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.